What's up guys, welcome back to a new video. Today is going to be awesome because we're going to talk about a bucket list item of mine, and that's the Taiwan KOM challenge. I'm going to do the Taiwan KOM challenge next week. I'm not going alone, I'm going with my friend Jasper Verkuil. And Jasper asked me about a month ago, 1.5 months ago, if I wanted to join him on this awesome trip. I know Laurens ten Dam did it before, I know Libeli, Cadel Evans did this race before. So I knew it is a big race and the stakes were high. Let me explain a little bit about the Taiwan KOM challenge, and then I will tell you how I prepared and what gear I will be using for the Taiwan KOM challenge. So let me tell you about the race. Start is at 0 meters in the city of Hualien. It's near the sea coast, so you really are at sea level. And you go all the way up to the Wuling Mount Hewan. It's 32 and 75 meters of climbing. The Taiwan KOM challenge is basically a race of 105 kilometers and it's all uphill. Well, the first 20 kilometers are kind of flat, and from then it's like 80 kilometers uphill. The percentage of the mountain is 4%, but you do get some really hard parts, and the toughest part is 27% average, and that's already at 97 kilometers into the race, so you're already very high up. I'm a little bit afraid, but I also really look forward to this event and race. So let me tell you how I prepared for this event. When Jasper asked me about 1.5 months ago, I was really excited. I like climbing, but I was a little bit unfit. It's the end of the summer. I didn't have a big goal to train for this year, so I got a training schedule from Robiek, really hard training schedule. I tried to stick with it. The last week I didn't really manage to stick with it because a lot of stuff happening. I was a bit overweight as well, so I lost about 3 kilograms of body fat. Wasn't that hard. I just tried to eat a lot of vegetables. Tried to eat a lot of soups as well, because soup, you fill up your stomach, but you don't have that much calories. So, last part, the gear. What will we be riding for the Taiwan KOM challenge? I think this is very important because we wanted a bike that is specially fitted for climbing, for racing uphill. So I knew what bike I wanted right away, and that's the Trek EMONDA SLR. I'm familiar with the Trek EMONDA SLR already because I did 6 times Mont Ventoux in one day, and I used the EMONDA SLR for that event as well. What I like about it, it's made for climbing, it's lightweight, and the geometrics fits me very well. There are a few key differences between the EMONDA SLR I rode in my Mont Ventoux challenge and the EMONDA I will be riding at the Taiwan KOM challenge. The biggest is disc brakes. The big advantage in my eyes of disc brakes is that it makes the bike much nicer to ride. So it's more stiff, it handles much better, and it just goes to corners better. And also when you hit the pedals, it just feels that you lose less energy with the true axles. A disadvantage of disc brakes is that it makes the bike a little bit heavier, so it was, we had to weigh the pros and cons. For me, the pros outweigh the cons in this scenario, even if we don't have to go downhill. Yeah, I just like the disc brakes. Another thing we changed is we got a better wheel set into the SLR. We got the Triple X wheel set from Bontrager. A really great wheel set. I will not go into the wheel set too much today. I just want to let you know that from the first ride on, I really like the feeling of this wheel set. I will talk about it later when we do a review of the bike. Some other changes we made. I'm riding the R4 Classic tires, and this is a 28C, so it's a 28 millimeter tire. Jasper is riding the 25 millimeter tires. I was going to change the 25 as well, but there were 28s on there when we got the bike, and yeah, the first ride on, I really like the feeling of the 28. It's super smooth. I think if you go at high speed, it's a little disadvantage, but when you ride on a normal pavement and when there are some bumps in the road, these tires are amazing. I'm going to pair these with latex tubes. Nice thing of latex tubes is that they're super lightweight. So these are 70 grams, super lightweight, and you save a lot there. I haven't weighed these yet, but these are the lights we're going to ride with. It's 200 lumen, it's not that much, but it's enough. And I wanted these lights because they're super lightweight and very small, so I don't want to add extra weight to it. So overall, we changed the wheel set, we changed the tires. I got a smaller handlebar because the handlebar was a little bit too big for me and I want to be really comfortable on the bike. We changed the stem. There's a blender stem on there, that's very nice. I love the blender stem because you can include your lights, your GoPro and your Garmin mount or your Wahoo mount. And for the Wahoo mount I chose to go with Hide My Bell. It's a super nice combination. And I have an extra bell on there as well when we will be riding in Taipei. But the biggest change we have made is the rear derailleur. Because we are going to climb for 3 or 4 hours, we wanted the right gearing, and especially for the hard part, the 27% part, we needed the right gearing for that. The organization also sent some emails out like, guys, make sure you have at least a 32 in the back, so ride 34, 32, so that you can survive the hardest part of this race. And to use a 32 we had to make some adjustments to the bike.
If you want to ride in the mountains and get a 32 in the back, you have to change out the cassette. This cassette will not fit a standard derailleur, so you need to change it for a derailleur with a larger cage. With a big cassette and long cage derailleur, you will have to change your chain as well. Let me show you how I made the adjustments. The bag that I will be using on the strip has a built-in bike stand. The rail inside the bike bag is also the rail that is used as the bike stand. Let's get the bike and show you how to mount the new derailleur. First take out the front wheel and mount the bike to the stand. The tools I use for this job is a chain whip, chain pin removal tool, size 5 Allen key, chain pliers and cassette lock ring remover. Start by taking your chain off with the chain pin removal tool. Remove the Di2 cable and get your size 5 Allen key to remove the rear derailleur. Then get your new derailleur and reverse these steps. Now it's time to change out the cassette. Use the chain whip and lock ring remover for this step. Now mount the new cassette. You don't need the chain whip for this step, you only need to use the lock ring remover this time. Now remount the rear wheel and get your new chain out. Make sure that you mount the chain correctly. There's a pink sticker on the chain that shows you how it should be done. To cut the chain to the right size, place the chain on the 2 smallest rings, both in the front and in the back. Then measure out the chain and cut off the rest. Now you need your chain pliers and quick link to mount the new chain. The last step is to fine-tune the rear derailleur by turning the little screw on the back of the derailleur.
Yeah, changing a derailleur with Di2 is super easy. I've never done that before, but yeah, crazy easy. When I got the bike, the guys from Trek said, Bruno, if you are going to take this bike to Taiwan, make sure you have a good bag. Don't put it in a paper box because if it hits something, you can break the frame. So I got the Tula Round Trip Pro. I used this bag before, I like the bag. There's one thing I like in particular, there is a stand in the bag, so you can take your bike out, put it on a stand and mount it where you want. When I'm traveling with the bag, I don't like to take the legs with me because they add extra weight to my bag. So when I come to my destination, I do it without a stand because it just adds so much extra weight. So now you know about our trip. It's going to happen this week, so make sure you follow us on Instagram. I'm going to post daily pictures in my stories and in my timeline. Jasper always likes to make videos and vlogs, so if you follow him on Instagram, you can see the whole trip going on before your eyes. So if you want to check on me, you can check on Jasper. And of course we will be making a lot of videos about this trip as well. So make sure you keep an eye on my YouTube channel and Jasper's YouTube channel for some super awesome videos about the Taiwan KOM challenge. Thank you for watching and don't forget to subscribe.